I have been in the SMMA or digital freelancing space for quite a while now, and in all the groups that I've joined, the biggest hurdles that a lot of these beginners have, biggest hurdle that I had too when I was starting off, is I don't have a portfolio or I don't have case studies, which really only gives you three options. Number one is to steal someone else's portfolio, which is like,
have fun in hell, you sinner.
And a lot of gurus, they kind of preach this as leveraging someone else's case studies, right? Leveraging my media buyer's case studies or my team's case studies. But 99% of the time, this is going to lead to unrealistic expectations for both you and the client, and they're not going to be your client for too long. I mean, it sounds good on paper, like, hey, just hire someone and have them do the work and then, take a cut or take a percentage and just give them like 20% or whatever, or 10% of the contract fee. But in reality, it doesn't work like that. Trust me, it really doesn't. It's much more difficult. So number two is to try and get clients with no portfolio. Just spam cold DMs and cold emails or cold calls, whatever you want to do, praying that someone is going to give you a chance. Number three, which is what I'm going to show you in this video with specific step-by-step examples, so you can take this and run with it and grow your agency, get clients on UpWork or your freelancing business, whatever, is creating a mock portfolio to showcase your level of interest and knowledge in the service you want to offer. And I'll show you how I did this when I was offering Google ads or Facebook ads as my main service, as well as any creative services like video editing, website creation, social media management, copywriting, writing, ghost tweets, stuff like that. And don't worry, it's not going to require any sort of fancy looking presentations. There's really nothing too complex. Keeping it more minimal, I've actually found more success in my opinion. And by following this method, it should only take you a few days to get everything ready, maximum a week to get all this stuff together. By the way, these aren't just things I used to do. These are things that I'm doing right now to build my agency through UpWork and documenting my experience on this channel. So you're getting info that's as up to date as can be. You probably don't know who I am. My name is Akash Kunver. I have a social media agency that I've grown only using clients that I got through UpWork. Right now, we fluctuate between 10K to 15K per month, and I've shown screenshots in a bunch of my older videos, so you can go ahead and check those out if you want. After finally fixing some of the internal systems so that I could take on more clients, starting last month, I've been able to get around 1 to 2 new clients every single week. Here's some proof on my UpWork dashboard. Keep in mind, in order to take on more clients and scale my agency, I have to be way more picky with who I work with, so I end up disqualifying most of the leads that actually come in. So a lot of the people who want to meet with me and talk about their project and want me to help out with them, I have to tell them, like, before I even hop on the call, I just kind of give them my qualifiers, which a lot of people would say don't do that, like do that when you get on the call, but I don't want to waste my time on sales calls if I'm not confident that I can work with them. So that's what I do. And I end up unfortunately disqualifying a lot of them just because I have to really systemize it now. In order to scale, it's really about like honing in on a specific service, specific offer, and hopefully an offer or a service that's kind of like an assembly line. So it's like, oh, okay, this is easy. I can just do this, give it to my team. I don't have to manage anything else. I don't have to worry about anything else. We don't need like 50 team members working on this one client thing. It's just something that one team member should be able to do. So that's what I mean by that. Now, you as a beginner, you don't really have to worry about this. You could definitely get more clients per month if you're more flexible with who you want to work with and what deliverables you want to offer. But if you do want to work with me and my agency or access my free course, free community, I do weekly Zoom calls to help you guys out. Then links are in the description. Now, if you're a complete beginner, the first thing you need to do is pick a beginner-friendly service to offer. I wouldn't consider something like paid ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever. Wouldn't consider that to be beginner-friendly. I'm thinking something more in the lines of Canva graphic design, ghost tweeting, ghost scripting, like scripting YouTube videos, or even managing social media pages. So like social media management, right? And I say ads aren't beginner friendly because you need to spend money in order to actually get case studies and build a portfolio. But don't worry, if you're adamant on doing ads, I'll go over kind of how I got my first Facebook ads clients many moons ago without actually having a portfolio myself. And I'm just saying, I don't really recommend it. It's probably going to be way easier to get a job as a junior media buyer, work for some agency, leverage those results. And now you actually have confidence in yourself as well to manage these campaigns, manage a big budget, be responsible for a client's budget, than to just become like a freelancer. But you can become a freelancer after that, like leverage those case studies and become a freelancer after that. The next thing you want to do is choose a general industry or related industries that you can kind of bundle up that are similar to each other to niche down your services just a little bit. Ideally, these will be industries that you have some sort of advantage in. Maybe you're just really passionate about it and you've been involved in it for a long time, or maybe you even have like connections in it. Anything that gives you any sort of advantage over all the other freelancers that are out there. And in a moment, I'll show you what to do if you have zero advantages in any industry. Some of you might be thinking, well, if I niche down my service, I'm losing the opportunity to work with everyone. A good example I've heard is if your tooth is killing you and you could only choose between going to a doctor or going to a dentist, you're probably going to choose the dentist. Sure, the doctor is very intelligent and knows a lot about the human body, but the dentist specializes in teeth. So that being said, we don't want to niche down too much because Upwork has limited job postings. It's not like you're doing cold outreach, so you can hyper specify who exactly you're reaching out to. So you want to be open to accepting clients that are somewhere in related industries. For example, if your niche is going to be podcast management, your service can apply to people who also just want general social media management help. And honestly, until you're around the 10K a month mark, I would just work with any clients and all clients that are willing to pay you your rate so that you can build your portfolio and testimonials while skill stacking, of course, and while developing your business skills. So like generating leads, you learn how to do that through Upwork, right? And then obviously if you join my community, I'll teach you some other stuff too. Also sales, client management, hiring VAs, managing a team, project management, basic accounting. And most importantly, by being flexible with the type of clients you work with in the beginning, this allows you to understand different pain points in different niches so you can eventually start shifting your service towards helping one specific problem with one specific industry or niche. I'm just saying though, being slightly niched down on Upwork is good for your branding. It'll help you stand out as a top candidate on Upwork posts from prospects in that niche. I'm saying niche a lot. I mean, I guess that's kind of what this video is about. But what do you do if you have no advantages? You have no passions, you have no connections, no knowledge, no nothing. Well, first of all, brother, you got to start living life a little bit, all right? I mean, this life is limited. Go outside, touch grass, explore some hobbies, go join clubs, do something. But anyways, in this case, just select anything and create a list of probably 10 popular influencers who you consume the most content out of. And look at that list of 10 influencers and ask yourself, what niche are most of them in? Is it cars, dating, farming? Now that you have a list of the popular influencers as well as a niche, we can actually start developing your portfolio. And since you have no experience, you can't leverage client testimonials, but what I did was I pretended to work with these influencers. I'm not saying that I went on these sales calls and was like, oh yeah, I'm the social media manager for Mr. Beast. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean creating assets in your portfolio, matching the exact style of Mr. Beast. I'm just using Mr. Beast as an example, but as I said earlier, you should be keeping in mind around 10 popular influencers that you consume the most content from. And this can be applied to any service. For video editing, you can take a clip of Mr. Beast on a podcast that doesn't have any like hyper editing. If it has basic and boring editing, that's better because you can manipulate it more. So you can take that piece, re-edit it so it looks like a piece of content that his team would post online. So it has the same caption style, same graphics, same like funny animations or memes that pop up, whatever that they do. I actually don't even know what they do. Maybe it's just really simple, but that's just kind of an example, okay? Now for graphic design, you can make a ton of thumbnails in the same style as Mr. Beast thumbnails, or since Mr. Beast has festivals, what you could also do is recreate the graphics that they use on the ads for festivals and make it look exactly like something that their team would post online. Or you can also create your own version of an Instagram carousel post that looks something like ESPN's official Instagram page would actually post. For copywriting, what you can do is write scripts or tweets that look exactly like something Mr. Beast would post. And for social media management, you can try to create a theme page around YouTuber drama or news and experiment with different methods of growth. So build a little bit of a following, leverage those results and show to a client, be like, hey, I know what I'm doing. Here's proof. Pay me my rate and I'll do the same for your business's account too. Now for paid ads, you obviously can't create some sort of mock Facebook business manager and Facebook ad campaign. You could, but it doesn't matter because when it comes to ads, people want to understand ROAS. Like, hey, how good are you at turning $1 into $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, right? Something that I did was I would make fake ads. And again, I'm not saying like I would make like a fake ads or Photoshop business manager to say like, hey, I get really good results. I have a 100x ROI or ROAS on all of my campaigns. What I'm saying is like, okay, I would make 5 different ads. So I guess this is the ad creative. So there's no way you can structure the business manager or the ad campaign and kind of leverage that. It's kind of weird because there's no point. Obviously anyone can do that. I would create 5 different ads next to each other, each one with a unique ad creative and with unique ad copy. So prospective clients could see that I'm able to match the same style as these mega successful brands. Great. Now you have proof that you're not an idiot. Honestly, that's 90% of the game because this market is so saturated with newbies. If you just put in a little bit more effort and attention to detail than everybody else, then you're going to stand out as a service provider. Believe me, I was once one of those newbie idiots. It's all good though if you are too, because it's just part of the process. It's part of the journey. It's like getting hazed to join a fraternity in college or freelancer/SMA initiation ritual, I guess. So where do you host all these beautiful portfolio assets? Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Here are a few methods that I've seen though, is people creating Google Slides, linking it to your cover letter. Well, at least that's what I did. That way the prospect can easily just click on the link and then they can swipe through all of your stuff, see what you got. I guess that doesn't really work for videos. What you could do is upload it as like a private video on YouTube and you can just link all of those as examples, or you can put them all in a Google Drive and be like, hey, here's my Google Drive. You can click on this link and you can see all all of the videos that I've edited. If you have a bunch of videos on there though, just put the really, really good ones. Don't put 25 of them. Maybe like only 5 of them are good and 20 of them are mediocre. I'd rather have you just put the 5 that are really, really good. You could also use Canva slides. Honestly, any kind of software that has like a PowerPoint type thing. A lot of people also use Behance.com. I haven't used it, but I've seen tons of freelancers on Upwork use that. You can also do PDF files and attach it to each one of your cover letters. But no matter what, you always have to make sure that the best and most relevant pieces in your portfolio are also on your Upwork profiles portfolio section. And that way you have a higher chance of actually getting invited to projects, which saves you some connects. And it also means that the prospect is probably kind of interested in working with you. Now, the most important thing, the most important aspect of this whole thing working out is consistently sending proposals. I know it's boring, but the boring work will make you money. I'll see you guys in the next video.